name's Lucy, welcome back to my channel. I'm a nutritionist and a running coach, and I work with people exactly like you who want to lose weight and improve their running at the same time. In this video, I'm going to teach you how my clients learn to lose the weight in the first 90 days and keep it off for life. Now you're going to want to stay to the end of the video because I'm going to go through 5 levers that you can pull to make fat loss feel easier, more manageable, and less like you're starving every single day. Okay, let's get into it with number 1. Now, if you have been following lots of personal trainers, people in the fitness industry, influencers over the last 5 to 10 years, then you will know that one of the biggest levers that we can pull when it comes to fat loss is increasing your protein intake. Not only does protein help to keep you feel fuller for longer, but it also helps to protect muscle mass, maintain any muscle mass, or help to build new muscle. There is also something very special about protein as well, in that it has a higher thermic effect of food compared to carbs or fats. Now, essentially what that means, it takes energy to digest the food. Therefore, if you're consuming 100 calories of protein, you're probably using 5 calories in order to burn it. So it's not a huge amount, but it still has a thermic effect of food. So if we are eating more protein, we are using more energy in order just to digest that food. Okay, so let's just have a look at some sources of protein that I think are really good. I mean, you've got things like milk, you've got things like oats. Straight away, you've got a breakfast there that you know you're going to get protein in. Things like egg whites and eggs. So use a couple of eggs, add in some egg whites. They are lower in calorie, but very, very high in protein. So you can consume quite a lot of that, have low calorie meal. Things like Greek yogurt, also fantastic for protein intake. Obviously animal products, so chicken breasts, cod, steaks, beef mince. Any animal meat product is going to have some protein in. So these are all natural foods, but we can also use things like supplements and whey protein to add in, like I said, as a supplement. So it's not here to replace the food, but it is here is if you are struggling to get your protein intake in, then you can always have one of those. That's 30 grams. I normally aim for 1.2 grams per kilogram up to 1.8 grams per kilogram if somebody is dieting. If somebody is holding quite a lot of muscle mass, I might even go higher, because we know that protein will maintain that muscle mass, okay? If we are dieting hard, we know that we're going to be losing body fat, but we tend to lose muscle as well. So we can safeguard that muscle by making sure that our protein intake is quite high. Another rule of thumb that I quite like to think of sometimes for very quick maths is 1 pound of your body weight per 1 gram of protein. Okay, so that's a really quick figure in your mind. So if you are weighing at 150 pounds, then you need to be aiming for 150 grams of protein across the day. Now, most people struggle to hit that number, okay, because they're not thinking outside the box a little bit about how can they increase their protein. They are just having things like Weetabix and milk and a banana for breakfast, which is great. There's quite a lot of fiber in there, and you're getting a little bit of protein from the milk, but the majority of that is coming from a carbohydrate source. So thinking outside the box a little bit is going to help here of, can you have eggs? Can you have egg whites? Can you introduce some Greek yogurt? Can you have overnight oats by adding in some oats, Greek yogurt, a little bit of egg whites, don't knock it till you've tried it, a little bit of milk, and then on top have your fruits. and your carbohydrates and honey, whatever, to make it even better. Okay, lever number 2 is all about food volume. Now, I don't know about you, but I do not like being hungry. And if I'm on a diet, I know that I'm going to be reducing my overall intake, okay? We need to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose body fat. So I've got to reduce the amount of calories that I've been used to eating, but I don't want to be feeling excessively hungry. Now, there is a caveat to that. If we are in a calorie deficit, our body will be telling us that it's hungry. We will experience some hunger. We don't want to be on this end of the scale where we're absolutely starving, but we have to understand that there will be times when we are in a diet that we will experience some hunger. But there are things that we can do to try and mitigate that and to try and make it feel a little bit easier, and that is by looking at the volume of food that we are eating. So I'm going to use my bowl today and I'm going to absolutely pack it with things like salads, fruits, vegetables, in order to make it feel like I'm eating a lot of food for not as many calories. Now, all of that that's gone in is probably equated to about 20 calories, and there's quite a lot of food there. Now, one thing that people do not utilize enough when they are dieting are white potatoes. Now, I have just cut up, oh, they're a little bit burnt. I have cut up some Maris Piper white potatoes, put a little bit of fry light on, put some seasoning on, and put them in the air fryer. Now, for all of this, it is probably going to be 150 calories. I can eat a lot of white potatoes, again, for less calories than I would pasta or rice or bread. That doesn't mean I'm cutting them out though. It just means that I am prioritizing during this phase, because I don't want to feel hungry, things that I know are going to keep me satiated for a lot longer. Okay, I'm going to add my protein sauce now. I don't know whether you can see it, but I cooked some minced beef earlier this week because I've had this meal for 3 days. So I'm going to tip that straight in there. Right, I don't want this meal to feel just dry, so I am going to add some burger sauce and I'm going to add some cheddar. Now, for these things, because they are delicious, because they are extra, because they are fats, okay, I've got to measure them. Because if I just free pour this onto my meal now, that is what is going to add the calories. Believe it or not, these two things here are going to add about 150 calories to that meal. So I do have to weigh them, okay? Now, it doesn't take as long as what people think. I don't want to weigh and track my food. It takes ages. No, it doesn't, okay? Get your sauce, get a tablespoon, measure it out into it and pour it on. If you're measuring cheese, I've got a scale here. I'm just going to pop the cheese onto the scale like so. So it says 0, and then when I take it off, pour it into here, okay, and then put it back on, it will say minus something. I can't do it because I'm holding the camera. And there we have it, a high volume meal for under 500 calories, and that is a lot of food. That is going to keep me full until dinner time tonight. Okay, so the third lever that we're going to pull is hydration. Super sexy, I know, but it's another lever that is totally underestimated when it comes to fat loss. And it's not because water magically helps you to burn fat. But day to day, we probably just don't drink enough. But drinking more water is going to help you with energy levels. It's going to help you with your digestion. It's going to mean that we're not dehydrated, which, believe me, we do not want. So my top tips for staying hydrated, okay, is get yourself a water bottle. Now, I've had this Yeti for probably 4 years, maybe 5 years now. I obviously clean it. And it comes everywhere with me, to the gym, it comes with me when I sit, it comes with me in the office, it comes with me when I leave the house, it comes with me to bed, it comes everywhere with me. And I try and make sure that I drink at least one of those before lunchtime, and then I fill it up and drink one of those in the afternoon. Recommendations usually are like, drink 2 litres of water a day. there are no set litres of water or millilitres of water that we need to be drinking per day. We are all individual, we are all unique. So what will work for me and my hydration will be totally different to somebody else, okay? It all depends on how often you're training, the temperature of where you live, all of the rest of it. So the thing that we go off, and it's not very nice, is urine colour, okay? If your urine colour is a pale yellow, okay, then we are hydrated, okay? If your urine colour is a very dark yellow and there's a little bit of smell to it, that's the first indicator that you're probably a bit dehydrated, so you need to be drinking more. But we go off of thirst and we go off of urine colour, okay? So if you are seeing a pale colour when you go to the toilet and you're not feeling immediate thirst throughout the day, then you're probably drinking enough. If you find that you are getting thirsty in the day, then obviously you need to be increasing it, okay? It's very simple. So on to number 4, which is movement. Now, movement is one of the most underrated fat loss levers that you can pull. Now, I'm not just talking about going to the gym and getting a workout in. Exercise is obviously incredible for overall health, okay? We are strengthening our muscles, we're strengthening all of the ligaments and tendons in our bodies, so when we get older, you know, we've got less chance that we're going to develop things like osteoporosis. Obviously, going out for anything endurance or cardio is incredible for cardiovascular health. So we want to be doing exercise to improve our overall health, not solely for weight loss. What we do want to be focusing on is our total daily energy expenditure, okay, TDEE. And that really comes down to how often are you moving throughout the day. And when I talk about moving, I'm talking about all kinds of movement, okay? How many planned walks do you go on? Now in the fitness industry, we like to say, get out for your steps. But it's a planned walk, okay? How many times a day are you walking? Are you walking to your car? Are you walking from your car to the office? Are you walking your dog? Are you walking your children to school, okay? Or do you really, if you look across the day, not walking very much at all? Because that is the one thing that I would implement straight away. Can you get in a 20-minute walk, okay? And start to increase that as the fat loss phase goes on, but you want to be getting out and getting some steps in, okay? It is less stress on the body than doing a workout, and it just increases your daily movement. Now for me, I'm quite lucky because I walk my children to school every day and I walk to pick them up. So it's just become part of my daily routine that I get outside twice a day at least. Also, we had a new addition in January, that puppy there, which also now means that I go on 2 extra walks a day. So it's safe to say that my step count is extremely high. I average, especially with my ultramarathon training at the moment and getting my long runs in, I am averaging about 16 to 17,000 steps a day. Obviously, some days are going to be higher than others, especially if I'm doing a long run, but that is the average across the week, which is extremely high. And I'm lucky in the fact that I don't have to drive to work, so I don't have to drop the kids off in the car, which I did used to have to do for 2 days a week. So I get my steps in. However, if I was not in that position, and a lot of my clients are not, they have to drive to work, we talk about where could you fit in a walk in your day. So some of my clients have had to set their alarm for 20 minutes earlier, get up, get dressed, walk around the block for 20 minutes. Some of my clients will say, oh, I can actually probably do it in my lunch hour, and it gives them a little bit of a break from their desk and their work day as well. So when lunchtime comes, they eat their lunch and then they go out for a walk, which is also really good to go for a walk after you've had something to eat, because it improves that insulin sensitivity and that insulin response. So that all helps to digest our food. But other forms of movement include like just everything that you currently do. So are you able to stand throughout the day at your desk? Are you going to take the stairs when you go shopping at the weekend? Or can you take the stairs if you are out and about rather than taking a lift or an escalator? Can you park further away in car parks and walk to wherever it is that you're going? There are always little opportunities that mean that we can get a little bit more daily movement in compared to what we're currently doing now. Movement also includes housework, gardening, loading the dishwasher, doing the washing outside, getting the washing hung up outside. All of these are examples of daily movement. So think about, how can you increase your daily movement? Just going back to planned exercise, like I said, it's obviously incredible for overall health, but I'm just going to give you a little example, okay? If somebody is an office worker, they get up in the morning, get themselves ready, get in their car, sit at a desk all day, don't get to leave their desk to go out at lunchtime or anything like that, finish work, get in their car, drive home, then they go back out, do an hour's workout, come back home, eat their dinner, and then go to bed. They've probably averaged a step count of say 3,000, 4,000. I have known people to do less than that. So they're not really burning very much energy throughout the day. They're very sedentary. They are driving. They are sitting down a lot of the day. Yes, they've been to the gym, which is, again, incredible for overall health, incredible for muscle strength, all of the rest of it. But in terms of daily movement, they haven't done very much. So let's compare that to somebody like myself, right? I get up, I'm on the go all morning because I'm making breakfast for the kids, making breakfast for myself, getting the kids ready for school, walk to school, come back home, then have an hour at the gym, then come back home and I might sit at my desk for a little bit, and then I'm back out for another walk with the dog. Then I come back in, do a little bit more work, sat at the desk, and I'm walking to go and pick the children up. Come back home, do their tea, back out in the afternoon, the evening for another dog walk, and then in the evening I get to sit down and watch a little bit of TV or sit down back at my laptop and get some more work done. So then my daily steps are probably in about the 12,000 step mark. So you can imagine that my total daily energy expenditure is much higher. Therefore, I'm burning a lot more calories throughout the day rather than just that 1 hour workout at the gym, which I have also done, but that doesn't relatively burn as many calories as moving throughout the whole day does. Okay, the last lever to pull then for fat loss is sleep. And again, it is one of the most overlooked levers that we can pull when it comes to fat loss. Okay, people want the sexy answer. People want the macro split. They want the perfect training plan. They want the new supplement. They want all of the things that feels like it requires the least amount of effort to get the biggest result. Okay, and it's not going to happen. It's not magic. All of these things that we've covered today are just the boring basics, and the people that see the most success with their training, with their nutrition, is getting comfortable and getting used to doing the boring basics every single day. So all of the things that you're trying to do are going to feel so much harder if you have a rubbish night's sleep, okay? It's just the nature of the game. Your hunger is going to be harder to manage if you don't sleep very well. Your cravings are going to be louder. Your energy is going to be lower. Your training is going to feel worse and it's going to feel like a slog to get through. Your steps don't basically get done because you feel knackered. Your patience is thin with people. You're making a lunch that, instead of the one that you prepped that's in the fridge full of volume and all the things that we've talked about today, you're going to go for the easy option, or you might just go, do you know what, sod it, I'm having a takeaway, because you're tired, okay? And sleep doesn't magically burn fat, no, but poor sleep makes it much harder to do the things that create fat loss. The recommended number of hours is 7 to 9. You know, most of us have got children, most of us have got a job, we've got stress, we've got puppies, we've got life responsibilities. So it would be silly to suggest that we can, you know, go from 5 hours a night to 9 immediately. But just improving the basics can help. So get off your phone a little bit earlier, have some kind of a wind down time. Keep caffeine away from bedtime, so have it earlier on in the day. Don't go to bed on a big meal. Give yourself a chance to get to bed earlier. I mean, if you've got kids, this is what it's like, isn't it? Anyway, if you liked that style of video today, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Share it, comment on it. Right, that's enough from me today. I'm going to bed. Get out of here. Go. Good night.